Alright, we're back in Lynbrook again, here at Phipps Plaza. Just went into the bank here. The bank in here moved, and they opened a new fancy location. So only the best for the South Shore, as always. We're going to go over this little park. So I just want to talk to you about some issues going on. So we're going to do that because we got a little while before the train comes, about 25 minutes. Train station's right over there. I'm on the South Shore again today. Hopefully you can hear me with the mask on, but I'm keeping the mask on. So it's beautiful here in Lynbrook. It's beautiful. So many stores here, it's just incredible. Let's take a look at this here for a minute. I don't know if there's anywhere to sit on the other side, but look how clean this is. It's just so nice. You don't get this in Skidsville, that's for sure. Is that a blue jay over there? Looks like we may have a blue jay over there. No, I'm using my phone. This isn't going to be a long video. I'm just going to talk to you about some stuff going on. In particular, what's happening in Minneapolis, which I had no idea that they had so many problems there. Apparently they do. Now, in all, when I saw the video of the police doing what they're doing, and they killed the guy, it's obvious the police officers involved in killing that man should have been arrested. Why haven't they been arrested? I don't. And then the CNN crew got arrested. But you know what? That does not excuse the violence that these protesters have brought upon themselves. Brought upon their city. They destroyed a good part of Minneapolis. I mean, there's so many fires. The police even retreated and let them take the police station, which is crazy. There's no excuse for this kind of behavior. Let me make that clear. And I cannot believe that this is happening in America. That cities are being destroyed. I mean, this year is just turning out to be such a horrible year. You know, a horrible year between the pandemic and all the other problems that we're dealing with here. Oh, there's a body of water here. Oh, okay. Interesting. Between the pandemic and everything else, and now this, they're only harming themselves. I never understood why people, I understand, you know, people should be protesting. They should be angry. They should be upset about what those cops did. All right, but why? What do you get out of destroying your own community? You know, I mean, a good part of Minneapolis. I'm not familiar with, you know, they call it Uptown, they call it the South Side or whatever, is destroyed. I mean, not only they torched the police station, they torched shopping centers, fast food places, they torched all the businesses. And you got to remember, all the businesses were already suffering. They're not coming back. So that community, there's going to be a massive exodus out of Minneapolis after this. People are just going to move out because it's destroyed. And with this recession, none of those businesses are going to be able to afford to rebuild. They're gone. And Minneapolis is done. It's done. You know, a good part of it, a good chunk of it is destroyed by this behavior. You saw this in LA too. You saw this in Ferguson. What is the point of destroying your own community? What do you get out of it? All you're doing is hurting your own. You know, these people are savages. They're animals. No, that's an insult to animals. They're savages. what they're doing over there. They're savages. Yes, the cops are savages for what they did, but, you know, what do you get out of destroying your own town? You know, I mean, this is why people don't want to live in ghettos. This is why people don't want to live in ghettos, all right? And I didn't know that it was a ghetto, but apparently it must be a ghetto, because the way people behaving sure seem to define that it is a ghetto. There's no reason for that kind of behavior. None at all. Absolutely none. And it's sad. I was watching it last night and I just felt sick watching it. Seeing all these fires, seeing people destroy their community, and all the people that are stuck now living in that hellhole, they're going to have to move out of there. Because there's going to be no stores, no restaurants, no town, nothing. All burned to the ground. Because of a bunch of savages. Alright? So it's okay to destroy an entire neighborhood over the death of one person. I mean, who behaves like that? It's disgusting. It really is. And I hope these riots don't spread. I know there are in a couple of other cities where there are protests, but I hope they don't spread. I'm scared it's going to spread to New York. That's the other thing that we're going to talk about, is this seemingly endless shutdown that Governor Cuomo wants to continue. He moved the goalposts around again today. I mean, it's like we're seeing that it feels like we're just willing to destroy our civilization over the most petty things. Everything people work for, everything to build up their towns and make everything nice. And people just want to throw it away. It's horrible. It's just horrible. You know, Phil Murphy was indicating that he may not let things open until July now. I mean, it's like every time it gets you keep moving the goalposts. Oh, well, sorry, you're going to have to wait a little longer. You have to, how much more can we take? And I thought the mall's going to be in phase 2. My friend told me, no, it's just the stores, the outside pickup, so the mall's still not going to be. This virus is under control. He flattened the curve. Why are we still shut down? And I'm scared people are going to get violent over this. I totally support the right to protest, but you know something? You have to do it peacefully. You have to do it responsibly. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me over the wind. It's pretty windy here. You have to do it responsibly. And they're not doing it responsibly at all in Minneapolis. The kind of protest we need here is just what you call nonviolent resistance. So what we need to do is start opening up anyway. The stores, the restaurants, the malls, if we all do it, I mean, there's over 1,000+ businesses in New Jersey that have said as of June 1st they're going to defy the orders. And we need to do the same thing here. It's gone on for long enough. We've got to show Mr. Cuomo and Mr. Phil Murphy and all the other little dictators out there that we're not going to listen to them anymore. That we're going to start taking charge of our lives and taking our lives back. And if we all do it together, thousands of us and millions of us, there's no way they can stop us. We have to break free. Now that doesn't mean we go back to the way it was before. One thing our governor is very right about is the importance of wearing a mask. People need to wear masks. It stops the spread of this disease. It's the #1 thing that'll stop the spread of this disease so we don't have a second wave. And I'm seeing a lot of carelessness out there. People not wearing masks. A lot of carelessness. Particularly in the South Shore, but I see it everywhere. I see it by me too. People not wearing masks when they're supposed to. I understand when you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask when you're outside, but you're on the bus, you're on the train, you're in an establishment, you should be wearing your mask. You know, these people who complain about wearing, you know, the like I said yesterday, and the governor said it too. That's why I don't like lumping Cuomo in with, I hope you can hear me over this wind. That's why I don't like lumping Cuomo in with Phil Murphy, because Cuomo makes sense sometimes, you know. And one of the things he said was, you know, if the healthcare staff can wear a mask for 6 hours a day, you can wear a mask for 45 minutes. You know, this is the simplest and easiest thing you can do. It's the easiest thing to do, just put on a mask. It's even easier than social distancing. Just put on a mask. Well, it's all wet here. I guess they just cleaned it again. This is open, so go up this. You just put on a mask. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. Yeah, they cleaned this. Well, it gets clean here. Skidsville is a different story. I'm wearing a mask. So what's the big deal? Wear the mask, you know? It's not so much stopping you from it. It does help you a little bit from not breathing in the virus, but it stops you from exhaling the particles. They don't come out of them, go through the masks. All right, so it's very important. It can be a surgical mask. I mean, this kind's a little easier, more comfortable to wear than the other kind. The dust mask is a little tighter. You wear a cloth mask. There's so many different kinds of masks out there, so there's no reason that you shouldn't be wearing a mask right now. All right, so I don't understand the complaining. You know, in 1918 and in the 1950s, I don't think people complained about having to wear a mask then. So why now? It's the simplest thing you can do to stop this. All right. You know, I'm worried about the carelessness out there. All right. You know, as things start to reopen, I'm worried about it. I am worried about it. All right. I am. I'm concerned that there will be a second wave if people aren't careful. But I'm also worried about this extended shutdown, the effect it's going to have on our economy, and the fact that the governors just don't want to let go. Like I said, once June comes, it's going to start getting hot, and there's going to be problems, and I'm worried about unrest because of this shutdown. The shutdown didn't help what happened in Minneapolis. It didn't help. Yeah, see, listen to the lady. You must wear a mask. All right? It's that simple. All right? It's the simplest, easiest thing to do. Just wear the mask. It's not, I don't know. I mean, it's a little hot, but yeah, I mean, you know, you got to wear it. This is so your health. This is so this stops every pandemic. The mask is key. All right, it's key to it. It's key to stopping the spread of pandemics. It's been that way throughout history. So yeah, look at this station. This is nice. Only the best for the South Shore, of course. Only the best. That's why I'm here again. I don't want to deal with the middle of the island. Just worried the middle of the island is going to start having problems, even worse. Hopefully not. So we're in the shelter now. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I don't want it being too long. Just in the shelter because it's windy. I don't know if you can be able to hear me over the wind. But the violence doesn't solve anything, and there's a lot of racism. There is a lot of discrimination. I talk about it all the time. But it doesn't give anyone the right to just set their communities on fire, you know? And when you do that, you're only hurting yourself, you know? You know, it's those communities are going to be ghettos now. Those communities that were torched, they're going to be wastelands. Nobody's going to want to live there. Nobody's going to go there. The economy in those areas is destroyed. All right, because of this. All right, you're not accomplishing anything by acting like savages, and that's what these people that are vandalizing these towns are doing. All right. And nobody's going to want to live in those towns. Nobody. I feel, you know who I feel sorry for? All the people that are stuck in the middle, that have their whole towns, all the places that the people are going to be out of work, all the businesses that are destroyed. That's who I feel sorry for. All the poor people caught in the middle that had nothing to do with this. And it's just horrible. It's just horrible. And you know, the response from the city and the state of Minnesota has been abysmal. You know, I mean, they should have sent the National Guard in when this first started. Instead, they wait until half the city's destroyed. You know, what kind of government is it over there in Minnesota? Obviously not a very good one. You know, we cannot allow tyranny and anarchy to take... I know those are two different things, but we're dealing with two different things in this country right now. Tyranny and anarchy. And we can't allow tyranny and anarchy to take over our society. Period. Alright? This is the United States of America. Where is our pride? Are we just going to let our country and our towns and our cities be destroyed like this? You have the tyranny on one side with Phil Murphy and a lot of the Democratic governors, and even Cuomo in some part. Like I said, Cuomo is not as bad as a lot of the others. All right, but he still has some. He still has is just taking too long to reopen things, and it could get ugly if he keeps doing this any longer. So you have the tyranny on that side. You have Phil Murphy for sure. Gretchen Whitmer, the absolute worst of the tyranny. And then you have the anarchy that's going on in Minneapolis and some other cities, perhaps. It's tyranny and anarchy. We can't... This is the United States of America. We are better than this. Come on. So, I guess that's going to wrap up this video. Take care. Thank you for watching. I don't want to make this video too long, but I figured I'd have to talk about this because it's a very important issue. I'm very worried about the future of the United States of America, all right? And Trump is not our hero. Once again, all these people who, look, a lot of these Democratic governors are going too far with their shutdowns and lockdowns, but Trump left us wide open for this virus. He left us unprepared. We lagged behind a lot of the other countries when it came to preparation, which is why the United States has the highest death toll and the highest case number of any country in the world, is because of Trump. He is not our savior. He's not our hero. But unfortunately, the Democrats, with their shutdowns, are certainly going to help him win another 4 more years, which is going to be really sad. But I would not be surprised if he wins again in November. As long as Democrats keep this shutdown going, people are going to get fed up with it, and they're going to start. They're going to start turning on them. They are. And I think once we get some hot weather going here in New York, there's going to be a mass defiance of these executive orders, and more people, even in the state legislature, are now speaking up about limiting the governor's power. It's time we reopen our state, and I think I see a train down there, so I think I'm going to be heading over here. I don't know if that's our train or not, or it's another train. I see a train down there, so we gotta make our way to the front of the platform here in Lynbrook. You know, and like I said, it's only the best for the South Shore. It's like a different world down here. You know, so I'm just gonna come here more and more and avoid the problems in the middle of the island. But you know, as far as this tyranny and anarchy as far as the tyranny and anarchy goes, it has to end. It has to end now. Take care. Thank you for watching. Pray, and God bless America.